The following is a presentation of Baldwin Sports Live, your home for live coverage of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Baldwin Sports Live is presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at haydenoutdoors.com. Also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Codiano State Farm Insurance, Heartland Plumbing, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hers Incorporated, Rice Precision Manufacturing, The Bullpen, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, New Frontier Tax and Business Services, the Lumberyard Arts Center, Jobats, Baldwin City Community Newspaper, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce. This is Baldwin Sports Live.
Good afternoon and welcome back to day 3 of the Baldwin Invitational here on Baldwin Sports Live. You're watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show as the Baldwin Bulldogs get set to take on the Heritage Christian Academy Chargers in the third place game of this year's BIT here in Baldwin after the Bulldogs fell last night in a close one to Girard, 45-42, the final in the semifinal last night. Heritage Christian, they lost their opening game to Augusta by 6. They then beat Wellsville by 6. Those were games on Tuesday and Wednesday night, so they haven't played since that Wednesday game against Wellsville, but they are back here in Baldwin today to take on the host team, the Baldwin Bulldogs, on the final day of the 2023 BIT. I'm Bryce Kessler. He's Brian Hilmer. Glad you're with us here. It's the Baldwin State Bank pregame show as we count you down to the tip-off coming up in the third place game between Baldwin and Heritage Christian on Baldwin Sports Live.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Baldwin and Heritage Christian coming up here in the third place game of the 2023 BIT. Baldwin 9-2 on the year after a 3-point loss last night. 7 ties, 7 lead changes in that game last night, Ryan. They were down 7 with 2 minutes to go and then put together a run. They had a chance, down just 3 with 10 seconds left with possession. Ultimately, that's all they could ask for, to have a chance to tie that game late. Didn't work out for him. It was a physical game, a game that stylistically probably was a favoring of Girard as opposed to Baldwin. The Bulldogs fought hard, come up just short, but now the quick bounce back as they try to take on Heritage Christian today.
Yeah, I mean, last night was one of those games, if you're a neutral, that was really fun to watch. It was back and forth. It was really physical, not a ton of fouls or stoppages, and both teams played a pretty clean game. Unfortunately, Baldwin just kind of fell into a point there where they had some trouble scoring. But tonight, or this afternoon rather, hopefully they can come out here with some energy, because having a game last night, it's going to be a quick turnaround. Obviously, you mentioned that Heritage Christian hasn't played, and Wednesday night was their last game, so they're going to be well rested. And so Baldwin, they're going to have to find a way to bring their own energy to this game, because having a game last night, a quick turnaround, they're going to have to come out and bring some energy.
And this is a team in Heritage Christian that plays fast. They will get up and down. And, again, we know Baldwin, they don't mind playing fast, but as you mentioned, to your point, coming off a back-to-back now, and it's not even like a full back-to-back. It's like a half back-to-back, because you played at 7 o'clock last night, and now you get the 2:30 game here this afternoon. So I'm sure that the Bulldogs are ready to go. They're in shape. They're ready to go for this one, but they better be from the get-go, because Heritage Christian, they're going to be coming out gunning right away.
Yeah, I mean, we're used to seeing how the way Baldwin plays. They like to get out and run. They like to get some steals and get out in transition, but, I mean, Heritage Christian kind of takes that to another level. They will try to turn some teams over and get out in transition just like Baldwin, but they're averaging over 63 points per game, as Baldwin's averaging about 56 points per game. So in comparison there, you can see just how fast they like to play. They like to get a lot of possessions, and I think that's going to be a key tonight of who's going to get the most extra possessions, offensive rebounds, and turnovers here this afternoon.
Heritage Christian out of Olathe. They play in Class 3A. Baldwin, of course, Class 4A, but this should be a good one. Heritage Christian, they are ranked number 10 in the latest 3A Kansas Coaches Association, and the Bulldogs ranked number 6 in 4A. So it's a ranked battle and a third-place game. It's been a good field here at this year's BIT. The fifth-place game just finished between Bishop Seabury and Wellsville, and that was a game that I guess I don't remember exactly what the final was. I wasn't paying fully attention, but it was 77-67 or something in that range.
Like
I mean, that was the fifth-place game, two teams that can play. And then in the championship later, you had Augusta and Girard, two really good teams. So this is a really good field this year, and here you have two ranked teams playing in the third-place game. So should be a good one. Baldwin and a Heritage Christian. Coming up, we'll take a deeper look at these Chargers when we come back. Our scouting report on a Heritage Christian as they take on Baldwin. You're watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Whether it's personal finances, business money management, loans and credit, or savings for retirement, go check out Baldwin State Bank. They've been there for over 120 years helping serve our community, and they want you to enjoy a better banking experience with your friends and neighbors at the Baldwin State Bank. More after this on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846, serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
Welcome back to the Baldwin State Bank pregame show. Baldwin warming up right now, getting set to take on Heritage Christian in the third-place game of the 2023 BIT. Baldwin with a win over Bishop Seabury by 7 in the opening game. A 3-point loss last night to Girard. Heritage Christian, 6-point loss to Augusta, 6-point win over Wellsville. And that has been really the story of this tournament as a whole. Lots of close games, and really the only game that wasn't very close was the first night on Monday or on Tuesday, and that was Girard's win over over Bishop Seabury. That's the only game that hasn't come down to the final minute. So it's been a fun week for basketball here, for just the fans' perspective, coming out here and watching games, and two more good ball games expected here today. This one coming up, the third-place game, and then the championship between Augusta and Girard, which is scheduled for 4 o'clock this afternoon. So here's a look at the Chargers. They come in 8-2, Heritage Christian. They can score, as Ryan mentioned earlier, over 63 points per game. Now, they will give up some points. They allow about 52.5 points per game because they play a fast style. They want lots of possessions, and with lots of possessions come lots of shots and lots of rebounds. They are a really good rebounding team. 28 offensive rebounds so far through 2 games here at the BIT. They've had exactly 14 offensive boards in both games, and they are a bigger team across the board than what Baldwin is. So once again, going to be a big key for the Bulldogs in this game, Ryan. They've got to be ready to pound the glass.
Yeah, I mean, you take a look at this team warming up out there. They look similar to Girard, a lot of size. Nobody that's really, overly huge for the Bulldogs to deal with, but a lot of size across the board. And so, yeah, team rebounding is going to have to be another big key. They got a couple of guys, Anderson and Cricky, that both average over 3 offensive rebounds a game. So that's going to be a big key, is boxing out on that end of the floor and clearing the glass. And then we can get out in transition and give it to Caleb, and he can get out and stir the drink and find some guys open in the corners. And hopefully they shoot a little better tonight and make a couple more threes too.
Owen Evans is the star player, if you will, for this Heritage Christian team. Averages over 19 a game, also over 8 assists per game, and nearly 4 steals per game. And get ready to watch number 1 and number 2 in the black jerseys tonight. It looked like Heritage Christian was going to have their black jerseys on in this game. 1 and 2, Evans and Heckman. The duo shoots about 22 three-point attempts per game, so they are going to let it fly, and they make a pretty good clip of them as well. Evans, the better shooter, at 35% from downtown, and Heckman at 29% only, but he shoots a high enough volume of them that a lot of them still go through. So far here in Baldwin this week, in the 2 games at the BIT, those 2, Evans and Heckman, have combined to go 12 of 34 from beyond the arc. So lots of points can be scored in a hurry when you're shooting that kind of volume, and then they get those offensive rebounds, which lead to kickouts and more threes. So Evans and Heckman, those are the 2 guys you certainly have to try and contain. They're going to take enough of volume that you're not going to completely shut them out, but you got to be able to contain those guys a little bit. Evans at 19.5 points per game, Heckman at 15.5, and Evans has 2 triple-doubles even this year. So he is a stat sheet filler for sure. So keep your eyes on those guys tonight. We'll see how the Bulldogs match up. Typically, it's been Riker Grossner who draws that matchup on the other team's top scoring player, but in this case, you got a couple of them, and we'll see if it's Evans or if it's Heckman. They put Grossner on, but then you kind of like Grossner's size inside on the glass, which that means that'd be Cricky or Anderson probably that he'd guard. So it'll be interesting to see how Donnie Blanchett and the coaching staff decides to match up in this game, because it is a little bit of a mismatch just based on how Baldwin kind of likes to match their guys up with them.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's going to be a challenge for sure, matching up with a good athletic and big team. But I think another key is that, looking through some of the stats for Heritage Christian, they're shooting 57% from the line as a team this year. And so it's going to be depending on how the game is officiated today. We saw last night the game was really physical. I mean, not a lot of fouls being called on the inside, a lot of contact. But tonight, I think if you can get them driving in and committing some more fouls and getting to the free throw line, I think Baldwin's going to have to win in that category here this afternoon.
We'll take a quick look at our State Farm Insurance game plan right after this. You're watching the Baldwin State Bank pregame show on Baldwin Sports Live.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
Welcome back inside Baldwin Junior High School as we are set for the third place game of the Baldwin Invitational between Baldwin and Heritage Christian. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. They are brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center. For Heritage Christian, Owen Evans, Blake Heckman. Those are the top two scorers, 19.5 and 15.5 respectively between that duo. Ashton Ratzliff, Baruch Dietz, and Reed Cricky round out the starting lineup. Cricky, the top rebounder on this team, at 7.5 boards a night. He also averages 7.5 points per game, the 6'4 senior. The Chargers are 8-2, coached by Evan Burns, assisted by Brett Buznitz and Shannon Wheeler. And for the Baldwin Bulldogs, Talon Torres, Riker Grosner, Cooper Carr, Caleb Carr, and Sam Darnell. Caleb averaging 16.5 points per night to lead this team. Grosner, 8.5 rebounds a game, the top mark on the team. And the Bulldogs at 9-2 are coached by Donnie Blanchett, assisted by Pete Carr, Drew Tribaum, and Jackson Blakely. Your starting lineups brought to you by the Lumberyard Arts Center as you take a look now at their lineup on your screen. Some of the upcoming events they have going on, including the ongoing open art studio opportunities at the Lumberyard Arts Center. To learn more about these opportunities and more of the events they have coming up, visit lumberyardartscenter.org or stop by at 718 High Street in Baldwin City to create, play, and innovate at your creative home in Baldwin City, the Lumberyard Arts Center. So those are your starting lineups, and now let's quickly take a look at our State Farm Insurance game plan tonight before tip-off for the Bulldogs. Short memory. That was a big key for them today after that loss last night. Flush it, get back on the floor. It wasn't their best shooting night perhaps last night, but that's all right. You have a chance to bounce right back, and that's what the Dogs are going to hope to do here today, and then limit those Heritage Christian runs, a team that loves to play fast, so don't let them get out on those 11-0, 12-0, 14-0 runs. Stop the momentum before it ever gets a chance to really get going. Those are our keys in our State Farm Insurance game plan, brought to you by your State Farm Insurance agent, Cody Anno, at CodyIsMyAgent.com. Stop by at 208 Baker Street in Baldwin City to chat with Cody and come up with a game plan to help protect the people and things you value most with State Farm Insurance. Heritage Christian opens the ball game, winning the opening tip. Opening tip brought to you by Baldwin City Recreation Commission as Heckman's three is off the mark, rebounded by Caleb Carr. The Bulldogs get an opening possession stop. Carr out to Torres, left wing, three ball up and off the back iron. Long rebound. It's Grosner who gets the offensive board for Baldwin. Grosner's been aggressive early in games on the offensive end, but has now pulled the trigger with an opportunity perhaps to do so there. Baldwin attacking to Cooper Carr, who's coming off of a second straight double-digit scoring night with the freshman. Darnell to Torres, another fire there for Talon, this time out of the corner, and it's cleared by Ratzliff.
Yeah, you mentioned last night was one of those tough shooting nights for Baldwin. Hopefully they can come out tonight or this afternoon and shoot much better.
Good hedge by Darnell, forces Evans to pick it up. He's the top scorer for Heritage Christian, averages 19.5 per game. That's a deep three by Evans. Offensive rebound, going right back up with it is Reed Cricky, who takes advantage of one of those Charger offensive boards. They've had 28 offensive rebounds through 2 games so far here at the BIT.
Yeah, and he's one of those guys I mentioned that averages 3 offensive rebounds a game, so got to find where he is and box him out on that end.
Dietz commits the foul out high. That's his first, team's first, with 6:33 to go in the opening quarter and a 2-0 lead for the Heritage Christian Chargers. Again, opening tip, as I mentioned, was brought to you by Baldwin City Recreation Commission. Don't forget to get signed up for soccer. Get those kindergartners through 8th graders signed up for soccer, or the little ones, the micro soccer for ages 2 to 4 years old. Registration is ongoing at baldwinrec.org. Don't be late. There's Sam Darnell with the first 2 for the Bulldogs, tying this game up at 2 apiece. And this will stay with Heritage Christian. There was a little bit of an indecision there on the call, but after thinking about it, they'll leave it with the Chargers.
You can see right there, even after a make, how fast Heritage Christian tries to advance the ball up the floor. Just 2 passes and gets it right next to the basket.
Average over 63 points per game. Lots of shots, lots of rebounds. Lots of turnovers, though, too. And so that's something that Baldwin perhaps can take advantage of if they're able to stick with them in this pace. Inside to Cricky, and he is fouled by Baldwin's Caleb Carr, his first. That's the first team foul against Baldwin as well, with 6:14 left in this opening period, tied up at 2. Inbound, and that's an easy bucket for Cricky as the Bulldogs lose him on that inbound play. Dietz trying to force Carr to his left. Carr looking to create some contact there and see if he can bait Dietz into a second foul. Into Darnell, back to Carr. Shot fake, drive, lay-in. Good hesitation, good move there by Carr to tie the game at 4. Heckman on the right side. He and Evans, who are in opposite corners right now, the top 2 scorers. Dietz has it blocked by Carr. Dietz is only a 5'6" sophomore, and Carr able to use that to his advantage with the block shot. Grossner, a contested 3 on the wing, and Riker continues to shoot the ball well to start games. He had 6 yesterday, all in the first quarter. Did not score after that, though. Ball knocked free by Grossner and turned over. Bulldogs on the run with a 3-point lead. Carr, no-look feed into the corner. Cooper lets the 3 fly. A little strong and rebounded to the backside by Cricky. Contested catch out of bounds off of Baldwin. And first substitution of the night is the afternoon as Joey Zimbecki checks in for the Bulldogs. 5'9" junior, averaging 9.5 points off of the bench this year. He'll replace Torres with 4:47 to go in the opening quarter. Baldwin on top 7-4, thanks to a Riker Grossner 3.
I don't know why, it just feels like this is one of those games that Joey Zimbecki's going to go off. He's been struggling a little bit from deep lately, but he's a good shooter.
Dietz drives, draws the foul on Darnell, his first, team's second. A couple of free throws coming up for the sophomore guard, Baruch Dietz. And Zimbecki only made 1 shot yesterday. It was a big shot, a 3-pointer in that fourth quarter to pull the Bulldogs within 3. That was as close as Baldwin was able to get in the closing minutes there of last night's game. Ended up losing to Girard 45-42. Dietz misses the first of his 2 foul shots. 70% this year coming in. Small sample size through 10 games, just 7 out of 10. And he gets one of them, so it's a 2-point game. Darnell could not save it. And Heritage Christian somehow avoids turning that ball over. And that just had turnover written all over that possession for Heritage Christian. They were playing with fire and tried to turn it over about 3 different times before they finally do.
It's a heck of a job by Ratzliff to save that, and then he goes and turns it over right after that.
Well, they have committed 39 turnovers so far in the 2 games here at the BIT. So again, have been really good on the glass, play at a high pace, make a bunch of threes, but they will give you opportunities to take advantage of turnovers. And now Caleb Carr goes to the line to try to get a couple here for the Bulldogs. Blake Heckman committing that foul, his first and the team's second. .69% foul shooter this year is Caleb Carr. A tick down from last year, was 70% a year ago as a junior. Named second team All-Frontier League, honorable mention All-State last year. Leading the team this year in scoring, assists, and steals. And second on the team in rebounds.
Another guy with some pretty good size, number 24, Evan Anderson, checking in for Heritage Christian. Got to get him as well on the glass.
Third on the team on rebounds, I should say, to correct myself. Number Baruch Dietz knocking down the outside shot. And if they get threes from other guys not named Evans and Heckman, that's kind of just bonus points for the outside. Dietz is that third guy at 14 made, but that's less than half as many as either Evans and Heckman have on the year. Here's your man Zimbecki. Evans the rebound.
Yeah, Carr did a nice job to drive in, draw his help defender, and give him a nice look at it. She couldn't fall.
1 point game, 3.5 to go, first quarter. Carr on the run and jump forces Evans to pick it up a long way for the basket. Evan Anderson, number 24, their 6'6" senior, is in the game for Heritage Christian. He's out to set the screen. Dietz turns it down, though. Able to get it back to Anderson, who lays it in. And that puts Heritage Christian back in front.
You see how quick Dietz is. He's hard to stay in front of on that end of the floor. And nice little drop-off pass. It's going to be a fun matchup to watch between Carr and Dietz as this game goes on.
Zimbecki to Cooper Carr. And Cooper, stay hot, young man.
Yeah, he's really grown and made more and more of an impact every single game this year.
Had 14 against Bishop Seabury and a dozen last night against Girard. First back-to-back scoring, double-digit scoring nights of his career. Only a freshman, and you're right, Ryan. He's becoming more and more comfortable each night and more confident shooting that basketball. He'll check out here along with Darnell and Zimbecki as Braden Statham and Leo Schoenberger check in for the first time. Talon Torres returns.
Yeah, Cooper also bumping up his rebounding average up over 3 per game now, helping out on the glass. That's what I like to see.
That foul, by the way, was on Darnell, so Sam has picked up 2 here in the first quarter, and that's potentially an issue for Baldwin tonight as they are already outsized in this game. We talked about the importance of being able to compete on the glass in this game, and now that's Leo Schoenberger who picks up 1. So Darnell with 2 first quarter fouls. He's on the bench.
Yeah, going to need some big minutes from Schoenberger and Statham here with Darnell on the bench.
Statham is guarding Anderson. Statham 6'1", Anderson at 6'6", so tough matchup there. There's Grosner inside trying to defend Heckman, who had deep position, and he's able to score it. We're tied at a dozen with 2:14 to go in the quarter. 8-foot pull-up by Carr won't go. Anderson the rebound. Quiet start offensively for Evans. They have held him in check. He's been a distributor instead. His second assist, setting up Anderson for the bucket. And Evans, who averages 19.5 per game. 2 assists, no buckets for him yet, but his Chargers are up by 2. Torres grabbed on the arm by Evans, who picks up his first foul on the team's 3rd. Already 3 ties and 4 lead changes in this opening quarter. Very reminiscent of last night's game in that regard. Pass whipped into the corner to Torres. Missed everything on the 3-point attempt. Dietz trying to get downhill. Quick burst past Torres. Count the bucket for Baruch Dietz. And a 3-point chance. Already 6 first quarter points for Dietz. He averages 6.5 per game. So he has already hit his number with still 1 minute and 11 seconds to go in the opening quarter.
He's done a nice job just getting some good driving angles to the glass and also setting up some teammates for some easy buckets as well.
7-0 run for Heritage Christian to take a 5-point lead. Dietz knocked down, left Carr open, and he drains the 3. So Heritage Christian was looking for a push-off by Carr. Looked like Dietz kind of just had his feet tangled up with him. Deep 3 by Evans on the other side. And it is knocked out. It'll go to Baldwin. Now Evans firing up what you see at the college professional level sometime, looking for a 2-for-1 there, which of course isn't a thing in high school with no shot clock, but he pulled up from the B at center court there. Zembecki's pass nearly intercepted, but Torres gets it back to Zembecki, but Torres called for a travel. So it leaves Heritage Christian with 28 seconds left here.
Sometimes just looks a little disjointed offensively for the Bulldogs, but you got to give kind of the length of Heritage Christian some credit, bothering them a little bit.
Evans dumps it into Cricky. And that's one thing they have done is they have really done a good job getting deep position on the Bulldogs, creating some easy opportunities. 5 seconds left in the quarter. Down to 3, got to get one up. It's a 15-footer for the elbow by Grossner off the mark, and we've reached the end of one. It's Heritage Christian 19, Baldwin 15. You're watching Bulldog basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
Hayden Outdoors Real Estate has proudly been serving the Midwest since 1976, covering 29 states and over $1.3 billion in annual sales. Chad and Penny Sheldon are some of the top producing brokers from Baldwin City, Kansas, selling farms, ranches, rural homes, and recreational real estate throughout Kansas. Their knowledge, passion, and expertise will help make your next real estate transaction an excellent experience. Contact Chad or Penny today by phone at 785-821-2666 or by email at shad@haydenoutdoors.com.
With Heartland Plumbing, you get full-service plumbing from a real plumber, not a sales guy who's just there to fix a leak. Heartland Plumbing sets appointments they hold true to, not an inconvenient block of time they might be there. With a strong reputation and years of quality service, Heartland Plumbing has the tools and the people to get your plumbing job done on time the first time. Give them a call at 913-856-5846. Serving every big town and small town around, residential and commercial. That's Heartland Plumbing, the plumber you can open your door to.
Start of the second quarter here in Baldwin today. It's a 19-15 lead for Heritage Christian. The Chargers and the Bulldogs here in the third place game of this year's BIT. 7-0 run in that first quarter for Heritage Christian. That was in our State Farm Insurance game plan. Limit the runs for the Chargers. Outside of that, they had never scored. Only had one other time where they had scored back-to-back buckets without Baldwin scoring in between. Grossner rebounds the missed 3 by Zembecki, but 7-0 run there, kind of the difference maker to this point. Carr's floater misses, cleared by Heckman. The top 2 scorers as well for Heritage Christian, Heckman and Evans, held to just 2 so far. Heckman with 2, Evans scoreless with 7.5 to play in this second quarter. Those two coming into the day averaging now 35 points per game between the two. But they have both become distributors early in this one. Evans with a 3rd assist, setting up Cricky, who has 8 already. He and Dietz have been the big scorers so far in this game, along with Anderson off at the bench. 6-point lead for Heritage Christian. That is deflected out by the Chargers, so Baldwin will retain possession here. 6-point lead right now, the biggest of the game so far for Heritage Christian. Carr on the inbound left, it's short. Inside to Cricky. Back out to Dietz. Zembecki able to stay in front of him. Dietz again to Anderson. Cricky, offensive board and a putback. First player into double figures tonight or today, Reed Cricky, the 6'4" senior with 10 points and 4 boards already, including right there his second offensive rebound. Knocked out of bounds. In comes Sam Darnell. He has 2 fouls, but he's coming back off of the Bulldogs to replace Leo Schoenberger. Nope, actually going to replace Grossner. Schoenberger will stay in.
Yeah, I think even with the 2 fouls this time, Darnell has to come back in because we're seeing Cricky and Anderson just kind of dominate the glass offensively and defensively. So just got to play smart, though, if you're Sam. Definitely don't want to pick up foul number 3 here. 6:40 to go in the second quarter.
Schoenberger will inbound. Cooper hits a second three. He's hit from both corners now. Heckman tried with a quick answer. Dietz, the smallest guy on the floor, with the offensive rebound. Off the hands of Anderson and turned over. Coming off the three by Cooper Carr. Now a turnover forced. The Bulldogs put together back-to-back buckets. They've only done that once in this game. Inside Darnell. Back out to Cooper Carr in the right corner. Schoenberger, 15-footer on the way.
Nice player movement, ball movement from Baldwin. They're getting some decent looks, just nothing dropping right now.
Travel called on Heckman.
Other than the Carr brothers offensively, and a Grossner three haven't seemed too fluid, the offense for the Bulldogs.
7 from Caleb Carr, 6 from Cooper Carr, 13 of the 18 for Baldwin as the Bulldogs trail it by 5. Ashton Ratzliff has come back in for Heritage Christian. They call an offensive foul here against Baldwin. So Leo Schoenberger is called for that one. It's his second. The team's 7th, but team control, no free throws for Heritage Christian. Evans throws it away. 3 straight turnovers for Heritage Christian. Baldwin, though, just 2 points, or rather 3 points off of it so far. Zembecki fires away and connects.
It's a big three there. Pulls Baldwin back within 2. It's been pretty disjointed, but those shots start falling. Baldwin can still be a pretty dangerous team.
Evans tried with a deep answer, and I think right now Baldwin, as well as Evans can shoot it, they're content with him firing it from that range.
You take that from there all day, son.
For the lead, short. Man, Baldwin had a chance there. Good look from Carr. That would have been big to hit 3 straight threes to come out of an 8-point deficit. Still down 2, though, with 4:40 left in this first half. Ratzliff turns and faces, shoots it from the short corner. Backside rebound to Cooper Carr for Baldwin. And a timeout, Baldwin, with 4:33 to go. 23-21 here in this second quarter. Baldwin has scored the last 6 on threes from Cooper Carr and Joey Zembecki. They're within 2 as you're watching Bulldog basketball, presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the #1 land brokerage for farm, ranch, and recreational properties. Local Baldwin City brokers Shad and Penny Sheldon are there to help you find your next dream property, or if you're thinking about listing, they'll help you sell it with the brand that sells the land. Hayden Outdoors, online at haydenoutdoors.com. Email Shad or Penny at haydenoutdoors.com. 4:33 left in this first half, and Heritage Christian all of a sudden has caught the turnover bug. And it's allowed Baldwin to creep back into this game, down just 2 with the ball.
Yeah, I think Baldwin's picked up the intensity on the defensive end of the floor too, forcing some silly turnovers from Heritage Christian. Bulldogs done a pretty nice job taking advantage of that as well.
Once again, for the second straight time down this end of the floor, will have a chance to tie or take the lead. Zembecki has it knocked out or just lost it. They'll say he just lost it on his own, so it's a Baldwin turnover. Baruch Dietz checks back in. He's been big for Heritage Christian early in this game. Has already surpassed his season scoring average with 7 points in this first half, all in the first quarter for Dietz. Ratzliff trying to get it inside to Cricky. They turn it over again. Grossner, corner to Carr. Stripped, able to bat it back out to Caleb, though, and keep the possession alive for Baldwin. Grossner. Man goes down inside to Darnell. Gets it out to Zembecki. Caleb Carr in the corner. Drive off the glass, and free throws coming up. Foul on Ashton Ratzliff, his first and the team's 4th. Carr will have a chance to tie this game up at the free throw line.
That's really nice ball movement from Baldwin, but almost a little too unselfish a couple times there. Darnell had the ball a couple feet from the basket, chose to kick it out, but it all worked out in the end.
Caleb 3 of 3 now at the line to start this game. Needs one more to tie this game up. Three-minute scoring drought right now for Heritage Christian has allowed Baldwin to go on an 8-0 run, and we are tied at 23. Collision between Caleb Carr and Owen Evans. That will be Caleb's second foul, and it will put Evans at the line for a 1-and-1. 66% foul shooter this year. Team high 27 made free throws. Still has not scored in this game. He has had at least 14 points in every game this season for Heritage Christian. Averaging 19.5. And there's his first point of this game. It comes at the free throw line. Back to a 2-point lead for Heritage Christian. Grossner doubled, gets it out to Cooper Carr. Zembecki resets things for Baldwin. Backdoor cut to Carr. Slips it back to Statham. Braden got it back, then turns it over, trying to kick it out to Zembecki.
Yeah, once again, I think just one too many passes. Caleb's got to go up with that once he gets into the lane, I think.
Bounce into Ratzliff. Working on a back down against Statham. Up and under, got free and gets it in. 27-23 Heritage Christian. Cooper Carr working down the lane line back to Caleb. Hand to Zembecki. Now Grossner again. Zembecki from the right wing. Bingo! 27-26, second three-pointer from Zembecki. Dietz, little hesitation around the top of the key, then missed the layup, but an offensive rebound by Ratzliff. He's fouled and counted for him. Ashton Ratzliff taking advantage of another Heritage Christian offensive rebound. A three-point opportunity coming up for the senior.
Yeah, just nobody getting a body on anybody on the glass on this end of the floor. Offering Heritage Christian a lot of free opportunities and second chance points.
A third foul on Caleb Carr. Braden Statham checks out along with Carr. As Darnell and Torres return. Five-point second quarter from Ashton Ratzliff. And that free throw there makes it a 4-point lead for the Chargers. Deflected into the backcourt by Ratzliff. Baldwin went on an 8-0 run to tie this game at 23, but Heritage Christian has built the lead back up to 4, and they force a Baldwin turnover, the 5th of the game for the Bulldogs. Ratzliff working inside against Darnell and does a good job playing with 2 fouls to defend that without fouling. Torres open in the corner, and he hits the three. Talon Torres with his first three-pointer of this one, and the Bulldogs are within 1.
It's good to see the Bulldogs getting that shooting stroke back from outside.
Evans cannot hit. He is still without a field goal. Zembecki, dangerous pass up the floor after the rebound, ends up throwing it away. Evans lobs into Cricky. Back to Heckman. Dietz calling for it on the wing. Carr denying Evans out top. Floater off the glass, kissed in by Owen Evans. Under a minute to play in the half. Baldwin down 8 at one point in this quarter. Down just 3 now. Grossner to tie from the corner. Not there. Evans the rebound. Up to Heckman. Dietz way off the mark on the 3 out of bounds with just under 15 seconds left in the half. Caleb will come back in. He has 3 fouls, but with possession now, the Bulldogs will bring their top offensive player back on for what they hope is one final shot attempt.
Yeah, Caleb's got to be careful not to get caught driving in too hard and draw a charge. Get foul number 4.
And Cooper traveled on the takeoff, so that will probably put Caleb back on the bench now. Don't want to risk him being out there defensively. Schoenberger replaces him. And before this final 11 seconds, a timeout taken by Heritage Christian. So 11 seconds left. The Chargers will have it up by 3. Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show is coming up here shortly. Baldwin Sports Live also brought to you in part by Rice Precision Manufacturing. Actively looking to fill positions for skilled CNC machinists and CNC operators. They offer excellent pay, competitive benefit packages, a climate-controlled work environment, and a friendly support staff that's dedicated to the betterment of their employees. Send an email to jobs@riceprecision.com to learn more with Rice Precision Manufacturing. So 11 seconds for Heritage Christian to work with. They lead it by 3. They have only hit 1 3 in this first half, so Baldwin thankful for that, but yet despite their top scorers not really scoring and not hitting any outside shots, really, they've still got a lead. Ratzliff, it'll count if it goes, but it does not. 32-29, that's your score at the break. It's Heritage Christian on top by 3. You're watching Bulldog basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors. The Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show is coming up next.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Halftime here in Baldwin, the third place game of the 2023 BIT, and it's yet again another good ball game going on, as it's been that way pretty much the entire tournament since it started on Tuesday. Lots of close competitive games, and this no exception. 32-29 at the break. Heritage Christian with a 3-point lead on top of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Halftime show brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services. And Kelly Neufeld, your local Baldwin City agent, is there to help you protect what matters most. He and his team at Farm Bureau are there to help you achieve your financial goals, both present and future. So call them today. Set up a meeting, 785-594-1055. 4 ties, 4 lead changes in that opening half. The majority of that in the first quarter, and it was a 7-0 run by Heritage Christian from the just north of the 2-minute mark down to the 1-minute mark. And that 1-minute time, they went on a 7-0 run to go from down 12-10 to up 17-12. And they have held the lead pretty much ever since, outside of one tie, and that happened midway through that second quarter when Baldwin went on an 8-0 run, and thanks in large part to Heritage Christian compiling about 3 or 4 consecutive possessions with turnovers, and allowed Baldwin to tie the game at 23, but the Chargers answered back after that with 4 straight to go back up 27-23, and then it remained right there, that 3-4 point gap the rest of the way, and that's where we sit right now at 32-29 here at the break. So both teams had their moments in that first half. Back and forth it went. Close ball game. It's still certainly anybody's game as we head towards the second half.
Yeah, I mean, it's funny because this game has a lot of similarities to the one last night. The only real difference is more shots are going in for Baldwin from the outside. It's good to see they're about midway through that second quarter. You mentioned that Baldwin went on an 8-0 run there, and it was in large part due to Gerard turning it over a lot, but a couple big threes. Zembecki hit a couple. Torres, I think, hit a 3 there. And good to see that. Baldwin going on a run. They're going to need that outside shooting, not only the rest of the season, but the rest of the second half if they want to come back. They're still down by 3, so you got to give Heritage Christian a lot of credit. They've been playing really well on their end of the floor, and a lot like Gerard, they're not going to kill you from the outside. They want to get the ball inside, and they've been doing a pretty good job of that. I think Dietz has played really well, their point guard, and he's really controlled things throughout.
Yeah, Baldwin knocked down 7 threes in that first half, 4 of those in the second quarter as they tried to make that push back. So they certainly got that outside shot going, but Heritage Christian, only 1 3-pointer made by them, but they're getting lots of easy looks inside. Reed Cricky with 10, Evan Anderson 4 off of the bench, Ashton Ratzlaff with a couple of buckets from just right near the hoop, and one of those resulted in an and 1 3-point play. So right now it's been 2 differing ways of scoring, but a pretty even total when you add it all up. 32-29 is our score here at the break. We'll run the numbers down for you when we come back after this word from Farm Bureau Financial Services.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered, to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
32-29, that's our halftime score here in Baldwin. Heritage Christian with a 3-point lead on the Baldwin Bulldogs. The Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show. Let's check the numbers, brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services. Timely, accurate, and reliable services at an affordable cost to help your business grow and succeed. Learn more at newfrontiertbs.com or call 785-594-1204. Heritage Christian in the first half led by Reed Cricky, 10 points. He had 4 rebounds as well, including 2 offensive boards. So Cricky already 2.5 points over his average. It's his highest scoring game of the tournament so far. Baruch Dietz with 7, his 1.5 a point over his per game season average already. Ashton Ratzlaff with 5, that's his season average. And Evan Anderson with 4, just below his season average. So all those guys contributing at or beyond the level that they're accustomed to getting from them on a nightly basis. And that's why they still lead this game, despite the fact that they only had 2 points from Blake Heckman, who averages 15.5, and 4 points from Owen Evans, who averages 19.5. Their top 2 scorers didn't score, and yet they lead this game by 3. From the Heritage Christian perspective, that's a good thing. For the Baldwin perspective, that's probably not a good thing that you held those top 2 scorers in check so well, and yet you're still trailing here at the half.
Well, I think if you're the Baldwin perspective, they just have to come out in the second half and continue to play the same way defensively on Evans and Heckman. We came into this game in the pregame talking about how they were averaging 35 points per game between the 2 of them. And Baldwin did a really good job, but it was the likes of Dietz and Ratzlaff and Cricky and Anderson really on the glass. The offensive rebounds that Baldwin's been giving up is just way too many extra possessions and second chance opportunities for them. So I think that's going to be the one key is you'll let those role players for Heritage Christian kind of eat, but if you can keep Evans and Heckman down and just get some more rebounds on the defensive end of the floor and clear that, Baldwin's going to have a good chance here this afternoon.
For Baldwin, leading the way is Caleb Carr with 9. He had 7 in the first quarter and then made just 2 free throws in that second quarter. So Heritage Christian, Baruch Dietz, give him a lot of credit there. He was the guy defending Carr most of that first half. Carr also got himself into some foul trouble then. 2 fouls committed in the second quarter after he already had 1 in the first. So he'll head to the second half with 3 fouls. Sam Darnell with 2. Both those came in the first quarter. He had 2 points in that first half. Joey Zimbecki, 6 points off of the bench with a couple of threes, a couple of assists as well for Zimbecki. Talon Torres with 3, Riker Grossner with 3, and Cooper Carr with 6. He hit a couple of threes as well. Overall, again, Baldwin made 7 threes. Heritage Christian knocked down just 1 at the free throw line. Pretty even there. Heritage Christian 5 of 6, Baldwin 4 out of 4. And turnover department pretty even as well. Baldwin with 7, Heritage Christian with 6 first half turnovers. Those are your first half numbers brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services. It is a 3-point game here at the break. Heritage Christian leading Baldwin 32-29. You've been watching the Farm Bureau Financial Services halftime show brought to you by your local Farm Bureau agent, Kelly Neufeld. He and his team are proud supporters of the Baldwin Bulldogs, and they'd love to support you in your financial future as well. At Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City, it's your future. Let's protect it. Second half starts next here on Baldwin Sports Live.
Dr. Philip Harvey at Oral Surgery Kansas is a proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs. Dr. Harvey and his staff wish all of the Bulldogs the best of luck this year as you continue to make Baldwin City proud. Oral Surgery Kansas provides personalized, gentle, comprehensive patient care for a wide range of oral surgery procedures. To learn more, visit oralsurgerykansas.com or call 785-843-5490. Oral Surgery Kansas, cheering on the Baldwin Bulldogs.
Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home is honored to be your choice when the difficult time comes to plan a lasting tribute for your loved ones. There to guide you through the process from beginning to end with each family's unique traditions and beliefs in mind. Visit lamb-roberts.com to see all of the services offered, including their online pre-planning tool, or call 785-594-3644 to visit with the caring professionals at Baldwin City's only locally owned funeral service and cremation service provider, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home.
(32-29) Heritage Christian, a 3-point lead on the Baldwin Bulldogs as we head to the second half here in the third place game of the 2023 BIT. I'm Bryce Kessler. He's Ryan Hilmer. Glad you're with us here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayton Outdoors. Baldwin will start the second half a little different than they did the game. Cooper Carr, Caleb Carr, Riker Grossner, and Sam Darnell, the starters out there. Joey Zimbecki will be on the floor to start this second half for the Bulldogs. Dietz, Evans, Heckman, Ratzliff, and Cricky for the Chargers. And it's Ratzliff who gets the field goal attempt up there for Heritage Christian, but an empty trip to start this second half, rebounded by Darnell, and he's then fouled.
It's really good to see Darnell being aggressive on the glass there. Going to need some more energy out of him on the glass. Cricky and Anderson, I mentioned at halftime there, has really dominated it for Heritage Christian.
Second foul there on Ashton Ratzliff. Give and go. Darnell sets up Carr. Count it for Caleb Carr. 3-point opportunity for the Bulldogs, who have a chance to tie this game up here in the opening 23 seconds of the second half.
Held my breath for half a second there when Caleb ran him over. I thought little chance they would call a charge, pick up his 4th foul, but goes in his favor and one opportunity. Nice play.
Carr with 3. Darnell and Schoenberger with 2 apiece for Baldwin. Carr at the line. He's 4-4 in the game. Game's leading scorer now at 11 points this afternoon. Make it 12, and we've got a tie ball game again.
Done a nice job at the line tonight, Caleb. Is that 5 for 5?
Yep. He's the only guy who's been to the line with the Bulldogs so far. Cricky contested nicely by Darnell. That's a tie-up, and that will give it to the Bulldogs. So back-to-back stops at the defensive end to start this second half for Baldwin. Full court pressure from Heritage Christian, and they force the turnover. Dietz, long wait to line himself up, and it worked out. He knocks down the three. Just the second three-pointer made by Heritage Christian in this game. Carr rejected by Anderson. Evans quickly up the floor to Heckman. He's fouled by Grossner. Free throws coming up for Heritage Christian, who leads by 3 here in the early minutes of this second half.
I think that's a really good foul by Grossner there. I mentioned Heritage Christian not the best free throw shooting team, so make sure he doesn't make that. Send him to the line, make him earn them.
And now the athletic director is being called out by one of the officials, so I'm not sure what happened. Perhaps something was said by the student section, because that is where Baldwin athletic director Gary Stavanis is headed over towards.
Ominous slow walk. Has trouble written all over it.
There's lots of nervous high schoolers right now. Who's he coming after? Heckman hits the free throws. So after Baldwin just tied it up, it's right back to a 5-point lead for Heritage Christian. Grossner in and out. Offensive board for the Bulldogs.
Heck of a job by Darnell. Just get a hand on that and tip it up. He's so good at that.
Darnell for the high post, hands to Carr. Carr creates the angle to get the ball inside to Darnell, and he's fouled by Evan Anderson. Zimbecki. Short, Anderson the board. Lob underneath. Anderson could not catch it. Darnell comes up with it. Bulldogs on the run, down 5, 2 minutes into this second half. Carr calling for it back. Zimbecki got himself caught in the air, nearly turns it over, but bailed out by Darnell. Drive by Carr, counted in another three-point opportunity for Caleb Carr, as once again the Bulldogs hold their breath on the whistle.
It was a heck of a bounce pass find. I think that was Darnell that gave it to him. Good ball movement, that possession from the Bulldogs.
And Carr already has 1 3-point play in this second half. Another opportunity here. Reed Cricky picks up the foul, his first. It's already 4 team fouls against Heritage Christian here in the opening 2.5 minutes of this third quarter. Two-point game. $15 points now from Caleb Carr. On a perfect 6 of 6 at the line as well. Baruch Dietz misses that three. Zimbecki quickly bringing it back the other way for the Bulldogs. Got it up off the glass and spins it in. Zimbecki with 8 off of the bench. 5 straight for the Bulldogs, and we're tied. And another steal. This time it's Carr with the theft.
This is starting to feel more and more like Bulldog basketball now.
Baldwin, a chance to take the lead back. Cooper Carr for 3, doesn't get it. Dietz, the rebound, oh no. Oh, they are going to call a jump ball.
Nice.
Caleb reaches in there, gets the tie-up. Risky play with 3 fouls, but it's going to all work out there. The possession arrow does give it to Heritage Christian, but Baldwin just thankful that that didn't end up being whistled as a foul. 37-37. 4:45 to play, third quarter. Dietz on the drive inside, can't convert. Anderson, an offensive rebound, gets it back up and in.
Anderson's size has just been a lot to deal with down there for Darnell and everybody on the Bulldogs.
Darnell attacks, kicks to Carr for the lead out of the corner. You betcha! Cooper Carr with his third triple, and the Bulldogs back in front, 40-39.
He's getting better and better at that corner three. That's turned into his money zone.
Evans with an answer for Heritage Christian. First time he's hit from downtown. And it's back to a 2-point lead for the Chargers. Grossner to try to switch the lead again. Short with a three, out of bounds off of Cooper Carr, Heritage Christian basketball.
Yeah, this pace right here is kind of more of what I expected coming in. Just back and forth, shots being chucked up on each end of the floor. It's fun to watch.
2-point lead for Heritage Christian. The game's been close the entire way. They've led by as many as 8. Baldwin's biggest lead was 4 way back at the first quarter. Anderson's hook shot misses. Darnell the rebound. The Bulldogs are off and running. Ooh. Darnell showing off the handles. Ends up deflected out of bounds. But Baldwin keeps it down by 2 with 3:36 to go in the third. Torres in for Zimbecki.
Sam channeling his inner Nikola Jokic there.
Right.
Bringing the ball up, a little behind the back dribble.
Into Cooper Carr, wide open. We're tied at 42.
Been so good on those baseline inbounds plays all year long.
A third straight double-digit scoring game for the freshman Carr. A missed bunny by Anderson. Baldwin gets a break there, and now they have a chance to once again grab the lead back. Torres from the corner. Cricky the board.
It's great ball movement, though. You see how fast that ball swings from side to side to find the open man.
Dietz. Heckman fouled by Grossner as he tried to put it back. So 2 shots coming up for Blake Heckman. An athletic play right there by Heckman to not just go for that board, but in the same motion trying to score it, and that earns him 2 free throws as opposed to just a loose ball foul on Grossner.
You can tell Heckman and Evans are trying to assert themselves offensively for Heritage Christian a little bit more.
Second foul on Grossner. Second team foul against Baldwin. So Heckman at the line. He has 4 points today. 2 of 2 at the free throw line. Both teams have shot free throws well. Even with that missed by Heckman, Heritage Christian, they're 7 of 9. Baldwin, 6 of 6. Or I guess I should just say Caleb Carr, 6 of 6. He's been the only guy who's gone to the line for the Bulldogs. 1-point lead for Heritage Christian. Cooper Carr, an aggressive take. And my goodness, 13 points down from Cooper Carr. And he is not playing like a freshman anymore.
Not at all.
7th lead change of this ball game. Inside to Anderson with the left hand, rattles out, but he got it back. Dietz backs it away. Flip to Anderson. Backdoor pass, backside pass, I should say, there to Cricky. Good ball movement there by the Chargers to put them back up by 1. Darnell got rid of it before he stumbled. Carr misses the 3, rebounded by Heckman. Dietz wants it in the corner. He'll drive baseline and contested, deflected by Darnell, out of bounds. The officials are going to say Baldwin basketball. Looked like it went off of Heritage Christian's leg, and it did. So Baldwin gets it back down 1 as Statham and Zimbecki check in for Baldwin. 2:04 to play, third quarter, a back and forth affair here in this third place game. 6 ties, 8 lead changes so far. Zimbecki open on the wing, tries to go with a bank shot. Ball still loose, but Cricky controls it for Heritage Christian. Stolen away by Zimbecki, one-on-one with Cricky. Got himself off balance, in trouble, and gives it away. Anderson stripped by Grosner, but a fortunate bounce for the Chargers. It went right to Heckman, who lays it in. 90 seconds to play in the quarter. 3-point lead, Heritage Christian. Timeout, Baldwin. With 1:23 left to go in the third, it's 47-44. Heritage Christian on top by 3. We're back at 30 seconds. You're watching Bulldog Basketball presented by Hayden Outdoors.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Bulldog Basketball brought to you in part by the Bullpen in downtown Baldwin City. Open Monday through Saturday from 11 a.m. to 2 a.m. Sundays 10 to 8. Enjoy Wildcat Wednesday specials, karaoke Thursdays, live entertainment, sports on the TVs, great camaraderie, and a chance to go watch the Bulldogs as well. Stop by before, during, or after the games down at the Bullpen, downtown Baldwin City. Check them out on Facebook as well to never miss out on all the great happenings at your local sports bar in downtown Baldwin, the Bullpen. 47-44. Bulldogs down 3 with the ball, 1:23 to go, third quarter. It's been tight all the way in this game. Baldwin turns it over. Carr has it taken away by Dietz. Zimbecki trying to chase him down. Does not force him into a miss, though. Good finish by Dietz, who has 12 points in this game. And it's 49-44 Heritage Christian.
It's kind of soft pressure that Heritage Christian has started showing. It's bothered Baldwin a little bit.
Zimbecki missed the 3. Cricky the rebound. Heckman flips it over his head to Anderson. Was blocked by Darnell. Able to stick with it, though. And Evan Anderson makes it a 7-point lead for Heritage Christian. An 8-0 run by the Chargers here in the final 2.5 minutes of this third quarter.
See, they soft pressure there, and then they fall back into a man here.
A lot of standing around here for Baldwin. Clock down to 30 seconds.
This is where that stamina can start to be an issue after having a game just last night. Quick turnaround.
Darnell fouled by Anderson with 11 seconds to play in the quarter. Second on Evan Anderson, 15 foul. Heritage Christian had committed 4 fouls in less than 2 minutes into this quarter, but this is their first since that moment, so Baldwin was not able to take advantage of the early foul issues in this second half for Heritage Christian. Darnell gets the roll on the first free throw. The Bulldogs remain perfect, 7 of 7 at the free throw line. Cooper Carr back in for Schoenberger. And Henry Vasey checks in for the first time for Heritage Christian.
Baldwin's going to have to continue to be aggressive here in the fourth quarter, plus 11 seconds. Try to get to the line as much as they can. They've done a pretty good job throughout the year. Got to convert once you get there as well.
Offensive rebound for Carr. Darnell again draws another foul. Count the bucket for Sam, and it's a 3-point opportunity, which really is a 4-point opportunity, if you will, because he already has 1 free throw on this possession, and Darnell a chance to put together a nice little spurt here for the Bulldogs going into the end of the quarter.
Yeah, that's, I mean, a huge swing. Was it Grosner that got that offensive rebound off the free throw?
Cooper Carr.
Cooper Carr, that was a big play.
And Darnell hits the free throw. So the Bulldogs get 4 points out of that possession and go from down 7 with 11 seconds left in the quarter to down 3 heading into the fourth here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
State Farm Insurance Agent Cody Anno is ready to be there for you every step of the way. From starting policies out to the day disaster strikes, Cody and his team are ready to help. Cody strives to be different, doing things the other people don't and other agencies won't, helping more people in more ways. That's Cody Anno State Farm. Call 785-594-0270 or stop by at 208 Baker Street for a cup of coffee and a free quote for your auto, home, or life insurance with Cody Anno, your local State Farm insurance agent in Baldwin City.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family.
Off to the fourth quarter here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors. Third place game of the 2023 BIT. A three-point game as we start the fourth period. 51-48 Heritage Christian. Baldwin with 4 points in the final 11 seconds of the third quarter. And mark that down. That could come back to being a huge 11 seconds there for the Bulldogs. Caleb Carr driving baseline. Taps it back out, another chance. Grossner to tie it from the corner, and the Bulldogs are back even at 51 all, thanks to another offensive rebound. The second chance bucket cashed in by Grossner.
Yeah, Baldwin back to lighten it up from deep, too. That's good to see.
Zimbeki's hit twice, Grossner's hit twice, Cooper Carr's hit twice, Torres and Caleb Carr each once from downtown. 8 threes made in this game as Grossner pulls down a rebound, and the Bulldogs have a chance to take the lead back.
I think if Heritage wants to get into a three-point shooting contest like that, Baldwin will take it all day.
Inside to Darnell, fouled by Anderson, and Sam will have a chance to put the Dogs in front at the line. Third foul on Evan Anderson, and the 7th team foul against Heritage Christian. So it's free throws the entire way in this fourth quarter now for Baldwin. Baldwin, meanwhile, just 2 fouls committed, so the foul line could become a big difference maker in this final period as the 2 shots is missed by Sam. A pair of misses. We stay tied at 51. Evans fouled on the drive. Caleb Carr gets caught reaching in for his 4th. Only the 3rd team foul, but now 4 personals on Caleb Carr. 15 points tonight from Caleb. He's the top scorer for the Bulldogs. Their leading scorer on the year as well at 16.5 per night. Heckman out to Evans. They've each scored 7. The top 2 scorers on the year for Heritage Christian. Cricky blocked by Darnell, a late foul call. And the Bulldog crowd did not like it. Darnell picks up his 3rd. And 2 shots coming up for Reed Cricky. Cricky at the line this year, just 7 out of 22, 32%. His first trip to the line tonight. And he knocks down the first to put Heritage Christian up by 1.
6:42 left. Don Blanchett electing to keep Caleb Carr in the game with those 4 fouls. He's got to obviously be smart.
1 of 2 for Cricky. It's a 1-point game. Carr brings it up, gets it to Cooper Carr. Darnell fumbled it. Gets it back, able to get it away up top. Caleb Carr driving, floating, and misses it. Rebounded by Cricky. Up to Dietz. Numbers for Heritage Christian. Flips it to Ratzliff, who missed the bunny. Rebounded by Darnell. Pushes it up to Cooper. One touch to Grossner. Back to Cooper on the left side. Out to Zimbecki. Firing the three. Zimbuckets is in the building. Joey Zimbecki with his third tray. He's got 11 off the bench, and it's a 2-point Baldwin lead.
Big time three from Zimbuckets there. Gives Baldwin the lead. Now they got to defend it.
Ratzliff inside on Darnell. Sam's done a great job defending in this game after picking up 2 first-quarter fouls. He has not shied away inside, has done a great job contesting, and up until just a moment ago had done it without fouling. Cricky on the quick move, ripped through past Grossner, lays it in. He has tied his season high with 15 points today.
Got to give Heritage a lot of credit, too. That's really good offense.
Tied at 54. Cooper Carr stripped out of bounds. It should stay with Baldwin. It does. 5:27 to go. We're tied at 54. 8 ties, 9 lead changes this afternoon. What a game. Evan Anderson back in for Heritage Christian. Darnell back to Grossner. Blocking foul on Cricky. So free throws for Grossner, or at least free throw. It'll be a 1-and-1 for Reichert. Grossner only 55% this year at the line, but last year a 79% free throw shooter for the Bulldogs. It's a 1-and-1 and a tie game with 5:23 to go. Seven points, 5 boards today from Riker Grossner. And he has the Bulldogs in front by 2. Cricky swings to Dietz. Back up top, Heckman. Driving and floating it in off of the glass is Blake Heckman, tied at 56. Zimbecki, quick fire on the other end. Evans the rebound.
Yeah, Baldwin on this end's just got to find a way to keep Heritage out of the paint and force them to take some shots from the outside.
Heckman being guarded by Caleb Carr, who has 4 fouls. Cricky out to set the ball screen. Around to Evans. Dietz.
Might have walked.
Long possession here for the Chargers. To Ryan's point a moment ago, they've not let him get that paint touch yet.
I think if you're Zimbecki here, you got to sag off a little bit. You want Dietz to try to shoot it from the outside.
Instead, Dietz drives and scores with a foul on the Bulldogs.
What a nice game from Dietz, though. He's so quick. He's hard to stay in front of. Undersized guard, but one of those guys, a lot of fight in him.
14 points now for Baruch Dietz, only a sophomore. And he was the guy early on. He had 7 of his 14 back at the first quarter. He was a big reason that the Chargers got off to such a good start in this game. And now he misses the free throw, but has given the Chargers the lead back nonetheless with 4 minutes to go on our 10th lead change of the game. Cooper Carr holding on the wing. Across it comes to Zimbecki.
Oof. A lot of contact there.
Outside to Grossner. Now Caleb Carr. They'll reset with 3:24 to go. Caleb. Floater from the baseline. Tough shot there. Anderson the rebound.
Give Heritage a lot of credit that possession. Nice job staying in front of Carr, moving their feet.
Dietz calling for it. He is feeling it. He fires a 3. Rebounded by Cricky. Kept alive for Heritage Christian. Evans hacked from behind by Cooper Carr.
It's a good foul.
Yeah, not a bad foul at all there. Evans was getting downhill looking for a layup. That was only the 6th foul for Baldwin, so had that foul to give, and for Cooper, it was only his 2nd personal. Two-point lead for Heritage Christian, under 3 to go. Dietz. Zimbecki tempted him to fire it up. He won't. Bounces it into Anderson. Right hand skyhook over Darnell. Cricky with his 2nd offensive rebound of this possession. He has 10 boards tonight to go along with 15 points. Reed Cricky with a double-double and a chance to extend the Heritage Christian lead at the free throw line as Riker Grossner is called for his 3rd. Cricky 1 of 2 at the stripe in this one. Now 1 of 3 as he comes in a 32% foul shooter. Three-point game. Season high 16 points for Cricky and a double-double effort. They had Caleb open for a moment. He had come sneaking back behind the defense. They didn't see it, so they'll keep running the half-court offense. Darnell working against Anderson. Can't hit it. A 3-point lead for Heritage Christian, and the Chargers have it back. Dietz fouled by Cooper Carr. That is 3 on Coop. And a 1-and-1 for Dietz coming up. Heritage Christian has got 10 of 15 at the free throw line in this game. Dietz is 2 out of 4. Back to a 2-possession lead. 6-0 run here for Heritage Christian. Darnell, backdoor give and go to Cooper Carr. It's denied by Cricky.
Yeah, Cricky and Anderson, they've been a problem down low all game long.
Five-point lead and possession with under 2 to play now. Heritage Christian is led by as many as 8 in this game. Baldwin has continued to battle back. 9 ties, 10 lead changes in all. Heckman out on the wing left side as Heritage Christian certainly in no hurry right now. Dietz to Cricky, back up top to Evans.
This is where you have to know who the worst free throw shooters on the team are and foul them right when they get the ball.
Yeah, Cricky at 32%. I think I'd give the foul if he touches it. Anderson just 60%. I want to avoid fouling either of the guards up top. They do foul Evans here, albeit not with intent to, as Grossner picks up his 4th. And his 9 team fouls. So a 1-and-1 here for Evans. It has been a quiet offensive night for Evans, who comes in averaging 19.5 points per game. He has scored just 7 tonight. His season low is 14. But he has his Chargers still on top with just over a minute to play. 1-and-1. No doubt about that one. Six-point game. Baldwin with the ball. Zimbecki to cut it in half. He does. 62-59 with 53 seconds to go.
Big time game from Joey Zimbecki.
62-59. The Bulldogs looking a lot like last night's game. This has a lot of similarities to the game last night against Girard, and even to right down to that shot by Zimbecki. Bulldogs were down 6 under a minute to go when Zimbecki hit a 3 from that exact corner last night to make it a 3-point game. And he's done it again here. And now if you're the Bulldogs, we had just talked about it, Ryan, you've got to know the scouting report at this point in time. And to me, if Cricky touches the ball, he's a 32% shooter. You've got to foul him immediately. Anderson is 60%, same thing. I would foul those guys right away. If it's one of the guards, you maybe trap and see if you can get a steal here or force it out of their hands. But if either of the 4 or 5 man touch it, it's an immediate foul for me.
Yeah, exactly. You have to know the guys that are the worst free throw shooters on the team. Like I said, they shoot under 60% as a team. So coming in, you knew that was going to be something that you might take advantage of. But you got to put the pressure on them, see if they can't make them here with the pressure on.
Worth noting that Baldwin has committed 9 fouls. So any foul here on out will be 2 shots for Heritage Christian. The Chargers also have the benefit of the possession arrow favoring them, so a tie-up would stay with Heritage Christian. 2 timeouts left for the Bulldogs, 4 remaining for Heritage Christian. They throw it into Heckman, now to Dietz. Had the numbers, but Dietz does not force the issue. He's fouled by Ryder Nye with 48 seconds to go. So that will put Baruch Dietz at the line. He has gone 6, or rather a 4 out of 6 at the free throw line in this game. Baruch Dietz, the sophomore, has had a nice afternoon, 16 points. But some pressure free throws here for the young man. He does have the benefit of 2 shots here on that 10th foul for the Bulldogs, and the first is good. Grossner is out. 48 seconds to go. Baldwin, similarly to last night, they don't have to force the 3 yet. If it's there, so be it. They've shot the 3 well. Go ahead and take it, but not a must from the outside yet. 18 points now from Baruch Dietz, who hits a couple of big free throws there. 5-point lead for Heritage Christian. They will take the 3. It's Torres. Missed it, but an offensive rebound for Caleb Carr. Back up top, Torres. To Darnell. 34 seconds to go. Darnell has it knocked free. Diving onto the floor. A tie-up. And again, the arrow favors Heritage Christian, so the Chargers will have it with 30 seconds to go and leading by 5. Donnie Blanchett will send Schoenberger, Nye, and Grossner back to the table. Nye and Schoenberger coming in to foul. Into Dietz. Now to Evans. Clock running with 25 to go. And they have to foul Evans with 21 seconds. So Owen Evans to the line, 66% on the year. He's 3 out of 4 in this game. 2 shots coming up here. If he hits them both, it's a 3-possession game. So big free throw now coming up here for Evans, as he has made it a 6-point game, but he could push this to a 3-possession game with just 21 seconds to go, which would put a lot more pressure on the Bulldogs. He does rattle it in. The Baldwin has to get something, whether it's 2 or 3. It has to be quick. Carr right to the bucket. Foul is called on the floor. Oh, they counted it. They count the bucket for Caleb Carr, and that is best case scenario for the Bulldogs. 3-point opportunity, and it did come quick. Just 3 seconds comes off of the clock, and they've already gotten 2 out of it and a chance to get a 3-point play. Second foul on Baruch Dietz.
That was kind of an NBA continuation, a long one, but you'll take it if you're the Bulldogs.
And the whistle blew with Carr still above the free throw line, it looked like, and able to get the points. Now a big free throw with the clock stopped to try to add one more, trim it to a 4-point game. In and out though. Schoenberger had it for a moment. Ball still loose. Timeout, Heritage Christian. With 15 seconds to go, Heritage Christian has taken the timeout. They will have possession when we come back out of the timeout. So the Bulldogs obviously will be in foul mode. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep things right here. Here's your upcoming broadcast schedule coming up on Baldwin Sports Live. You can check out our upcoming broadcast schedule in the Baldwin City Community News. Subscribe down at the Nook in downtown Baldwin City at 703 8th Street. Just $5 a month to stay up to date with the latest news, opinions, sports, ads, and more with the Baldwin City Community Newspaper. Subscribe again at the Nook, downtown Baldwin, 703 8th Street. It's the Wellsville Top Gun Tournament next week. Baldwin against Jefferson West. The girls at 5:15 on Tuesday night. Thursday, either 5 or 6:45. If they would lose on the opening game, it would be at 5. If they win that game against Jeff West, they'll play at 6:45 against either Spring Hill or Wellsville. And then they'll finish out the tournament on Saturday. And there are too many possible options to list game times there, but hopefully it'll be the afternoon game and it'll be that championship. So that's the upcoming schedule here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors. Inbounded to Heckman. Knocked out of bounds by Zimbecki. Oof. Careful there. Immediately need to foul now. Down 5 with 13 seconds to go. And they do. So Heckman will go to the line. He's 3 of 4 in this game. If you're Baldwin, you're hoping for at least one miss here, and that would keep it a 2-possession game and still give yourselves a chance. The Dogs do have 2 timeouts, and that's important because that means they can still stop the clock after a made bucket on their end and not allow Heritage Christian to let 4 seconds run off. Heckman does miss, so door still open here with the Bulldogs. Second's good. Dogs down 6. They need 3. Not enough time to go for 2s at this point. Grossner, let it fly. He does. And it's off the back iron, no good. Heckman the rebound, and that will do it. Heritage Christian wins the third place game here at the 2023 BIT. 67-61 your final. Great game. 9 ties, 10 lead changes in all tonight, but the Bulldogs within less than a 24-hour window have suffered their first and second losses of the year here at home. They dropped to 9-3, and Heritage Christian improves to 9-2. What a tournament it has been. A lot of close games, a lot of fun basketball. Unfortunately, the Bulldogs on the wrong end of 2 close ones on back-to-back nights. 67-61, the final. Heritage Christian with the victory. They're the third-place finishers here at the 2023 BIT. We'll wrap things up with our Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game and all the final numbers from New Frontier Tax and Business Services right after this.
Kelly Neufeld and his team at Farm Bureau Financial Services are there to help you protect what matters most in your life. From insurance plans customized to fit everything you need covered to comprehensive financial planning to help you achieve your goals both present and future. Kelly works uniquely with you face-to-face to gain confidence in your financial well-being. Call 785-594-1055 to set up a meeting with Kelly Neufeld at Farm Bureau Financial Services in Baldwin City. It's your future. Let's protect it.
Up your lawn care game at Hers Inc. in Spring Hill. We have one of the area's largest and most diverse selections of lawnmowers, including top brands like Altos, Bobcat, Gravely, Dixie Chopper, and Red Max. Quality built machines for any size job. And when you get your mower at Hers, we offer full service and repairs covered by your warranty. From the backyard to the back 40, the all-star lineup of mowers at Hers will make you the captain of the lawn. See the full lineup at hersinc.net. Call 913-247-3530 or just stop on by.
67-61 the final here in Baldwin as the Heritage Christian Chargers pick up the victory to improve to 9-2. They take third place at this year's BIT. The Bulldogs finishing fourth and dropping to 9-3 with the loss. Time to name tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game. Off the bench with a big performance tonight is, well, never mind. There it comes. There's our player of the game graphic. Off the bench, 14 points tonight, 2 assists, 2 rebounds, 4 more trays. Tonight's player of the game, Joey Zimbecki for the Bulldogs. Farm Bureau presents tonight's Farm Bureau Financial Services player of the game. From insurance to investments, wealth management, and financial planning, Farm Bureau is there to help you protect what matters most. Call today to set up a meeting with your local Farm Bureau team at 785-594-1055. It's your future. Let's protect it. The final numbers when we come back, 67-61, the final. Heritage Christian over Baldwin here on Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors.
At Baldwin State Bank, we love being part of the community we serve. Our roots run deep in Baldwin City, and our commitment runs deeper. Whether it's that dream house you can't wait to call home, or the trust of your personal finances, both present and future, we're here to serve you, our customers, our neighbors. Baldwin State Bank, proud supporter of the Baldwin Bulldogs for more than 100 years and counting. Come see us downtown or online at baldwinstatebank.com. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
For unbeatable service from a company you can trust, there's only one choice. Clint Davis and the One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning team have the expertise you need when it comes to the comfort of your family. Not only will they get the job done right, but they'll explain the preventative maintenance needed to avoid those costly emergency repairs. To schedule a free quote, call 785-393-9329 and join the Preferred Maintenance Club for special discounts. One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, the one and only choice for the comfort of your family. Trindle Lumber Company is the go-to stop for every do-it-yourselfer and professional contractor. They carry a wide variety of plumbing, electrical, and hardware products, along with a vast selection of windows, doors, and paint. Their full-service drive-through lumber yard has what you need for every project and offers free estimates and professional delivery. At Trindle Lumber Company, you get the right products with the best service. Stop by at 1516 South Main in Ottawa or call 785-242-8144.
67-61, that's your final here today in the 2023 BIT third place game. Heritage Christian, the winners, they are now 9-2. Baldwin dropping to 9-3 as they drop a 3-point game last night to Girard and a 6-point game to Heritage Christian today. 2 hard-fought games, 2 really good games, but unfortunately the Bulldogs coming out on the wrong end of both of these. That the 2 games combined had 16 ties and 17 lead changes over the last 64 minutes of basketball. So it has been 2 hard-fought games. The Bulldogs will try to bounce back next week when they take on Wellsville on the road next Friday is their next action. So they'll get a little time off here, a little chance to regroup, get back in the gym, and go back at it. Certainly nothing to hang your heads about with 2 losses to 2 tough opponents here. And we'll see if the Bulldogs can bounce back and get back on their winning ways as they come in winners of 6 straight into the BIT today, or this week. But fall here in the third place game, 67-61. The final numbers brought to you by New Frontier Tax and Business Services. Timely, accurate, and reliable services at an affordable cost to help your business grow and succeed. They'll help you confidently tackle tax season at newfrontiertbs.com or call 785-594-1204. Heritage Christian, their top 2 scores are both held somewhat in check. Just 10 points from Evans and 10 points from Heckman. It's a season low for Evans and nearly a season low for Heckman, but give credit to the supporting cast tonight. Baruch Dietz, 18 points for him. He led the way, and Reed Cricky with a season-high 16 points to go along with a season-high tying 11 rebounds at a double-double effort. Evan Anderson off of the bench added 8 as well. Ashton Ratzliff with 5 for the Chargers. For the Bulldogs, they had 3 guys in double figures tonight, led by Caleb Carr with 17, Cooper Carr with 13, and Joey Zimbecki with 14. But it was not enough in a 67-61 loss. The Bulldogs also got 3 points out of Talon Torres, 8 from Riker Grossner, and 5 from Sam Darnell tonight. But in the end, 67-61 winner for Heritage Christian. That'll wrap it up for us here tonight from Baldwin. Again, coming up next week, girls tournament action as the Baldwin girls will be in Wellsville for the Top Gun tournament. Coverage starts at 5:15 on Tuesday. Baldwin against Jefferson West. The second day of the tournament will be Thursday. They'll take on either Spring Hill or Wellsville on either 5 or 6:45, depending on win or loss in that opening game. And then we'll wrap things up on Saturday from Wellsville. So join us next week for Top Gun tournament action here on Baldwin Sports Live. There's a look at that bracket for you. It's a funky looking bracket because you have a half bracket, half pool play style tournament with only 7 teams. But Baldwin's easy to figure out because they're on the bracket side of it. So that's what's coming up next week. For Ryan Helmer, I'm Bryce Kessler. Thanks for tuning in all week long to BIT action. When the Bulldogs finished 4th place at this year's Baldwin Invitational, Bulldog basketball is presented by Hayden Outdoors on Baldwin Sports Live.
You've been watching Baldwin Sports Live, presented by Hayden Outdoors Real Estate, the brand that sells the land. Learn more at HaydenOutdoors.com. Baldwin Sports Live also brought to you by Farm Bureau Financial Services, Kelly Neufeld, Baldwin State Bank, Codiano State Farm Insurance, Heartland Plumbing, Lamb Roberts Price Funeral Home, One Choice Heating and Air Conditioning, Trindle Lumber Company, Oral Surgery Kansas, Hers Incorporated, Rice Precision Manufacturing, The Bullpen, Baldwin City Recreation Commission, New Frontier Tax and Business Services, the Lumberyard Arts Center, Jabats, Baldwin City Community Newspaper, and by the Baldwin City Chamber of Commerce. This is Baldwin Sports Live.